Hi my loves and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Today's video is something I have been anticipating doing for such a long time. I recently moved house, which means we get to set up a new library, and this place is quite a lot bigger than my last place. So I actually get to have my own little book corner. We might be getting another shelf. I don't know. We'll see how we go. We'll see how much I fill up with this. If you remember my last bookshelf, I was sharing that with my boyfriend. So obviously all of my books were like overflowing just because he had a few shelves on there as well. Luckily in this new place we have another spot to put his books, so I can completely take over these bookshelves, which is just amazing. And it's a cute little book corner. Like, I can put a little chair there. We're gonna make it all nice and cozy. I'm actually so excited for this, so I hope you are too. This is what the mess is looking like at the moment. There is a lot to get through. I don't have too much of a plan organization wise. My only thing is I want to try and incorporate some of my plants if I can, if they don't die from the heater up there. I'm thinking the smaller shelf will be my fantasy because it just has a little bit more room. I can stack, I've got some hardcover fantasies, and then my tall shelf will be like my romances and contemporary fiction. This tall shelf is also not as stable as it could be because I'm renting and I can't drill it into the wall. So I think having like the lighter books, like the, you know, just little romances all over that will be a good idea. But I think without further ado, we should honestly just get started. All I know at the moment is that I want my kind of favorite fantasies, or at least my prettiest fantasy books on the top level. So like my Caraval hardbacks. The thing is, also when I was packing, I was not smart and did not pack my series together. So like there's like the first book over here and then the second book over there, and it's a mess. But anyway, I'm gonna, I think, do my favorites on the top shelf. I found the second one. The third one. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with this first shelf. We've kind of kept it as like my favorite series, as well as like just mainly a YA series, YA fantasy. The Mirror Visitor series by Christelle DeBow, the first three. The Organise, so the Shadow and Bone trilogy, Six of Crows, and King of Scars duology. Then we have When the Moon Hatched, which is technically new adult fantasy, but it fit the vibe. Then we have Era Broken Fate, the special edition. And then we have the first two books in the Carne series. I've kind of left a little bit of room because I'm hoping to get the third one very soon. And then we have Once Upon a Broken Heart and Caraval trilogy. So I feel like I really like this top section. Underneath, I think I'll do some more high fantasy. So I might do like my Brandon Sanderson books, and then, you know, Name of the Wind, some more like Lord of the Rings, more high fantasy. And then we'll do the bottom shelf as like Sarah J Maas. I'm trying to find a book that actually like fits this width, because I don't want to have just this awkward amount of space between them all. Yes, perfect. Okay, great. So, second shelf is done. I say done, but this is very temporary. Like, I don't know if I will change this once I've set everything else up. But at the moment, we have my Brandon Sanderson over here, like in the Cosmere setting. We have a stack of just like some high fantasy books. So like Obsidian Tower, Sabriel, Shadow of the Gods, Name of the Wind, all of those kind of books. Then we have the Dark Shades of Magic trilogy, Cassandra Clare, Jazzed M, some Olivia Blake. And then we kind of have a little bit more romantasy here, like Divine Rivals and some Carissa Broadbent. So it goes into a little bit of romantasy. And then I think we're going to go full romantasy at the bottom. I'm going to try and keep all my Sarah J Maas kind of stacked up, I think. The other thing I can do is kind of put them all up there, but I'm feeling like I could put some other books on the top. I'm not entirely sure yet. We'll see how we go, but I think we're going to do like all romantasy at the bottom. So like Fourth Wing, Sarah J Maas, all of that kind of thing. And all kind of my leftover fantasy books, which we have quite a few. Yes, it does really annoy me that the Throne of Glass series is not the same cover the whole way through, but it's fine. I got it when it was like still kind of coming into print. So we deal with it. I'm sad that my Dance of Thieves are down here. Maybe I'll put them up the top. I might do that. I might kind of leave my favorite ones that I haven't been able to fit down here up the top. So I finished my shelf. I'm liking them at the moment. It's kind of all romantasy at the bottom, high fantasy and like fantasy series in the middle, and then my YA and favorite series at the top. But I didn't manage to fit all of my favorite series, and I don't want to put them at the bottom where no one can see them. So I think I'm going to put them up here, do a little stack up here. I'm just going to move these. And for the moment, I'm going to put my little plant not so little plant. Maybe in the corner. I'll see where he likes to grow. But the books that I want to put up here, primarily I have the One Dark Window duology and Dance of Thieves duology. I also have A Study in Drowning and an Atlas 6. I haven't read the Atlas 6, but it's so pretty. I feel like it can easily be up display. I also have Renegades, which I don't have many sci-fi books, so he kind of just like sits around. We also have Whisper by Lynette Noni. Can that fit in here actually for now? Great, we managed to fit in there, and that works well because obviously that's also by Lynette Noni, and so is the Organise series. I think that's all. Oh, I also have the Crimson Moth arc and the June series. So I feel like we're going to put them up here. I think that's mainly all. I do have other like few fantasy books, but they're not my favorite. So I think I'll put them at the bottom shelf over there, and that can be like an everything kind of shelf. I absolutely love the Crimson Moth. And I actually had the arc for about a month before I read it. And I hate myself for waiting that long because, oh my God, it was amazing. All right, let's see what we can do here. This guy can act as a little like stopper. I might add some more here, or I might add some like decorations. No, he's gonna go somewhere else. But we'll see. I might have a few little things I can put up here, or we could do this the other way around. As I said before, I can't put like my favorite series up the top because they are kind of the heavy ones. Like I have the traditionally published editions of Binding 13, and they're really, really heavy. And same with the Magnolia Park series. So I feel like they'll be going like middle shelf, which will be good for when I'm like filming because you'll see it. And then the top shelf will probably be some more like cutesy little series, but I feel like I'm gonna have to start, I don't know, I'll see. Maybe I'll start in the middle. We're gonna start in the middle, I think. I think it's just best with my favorite series, my favorite romance series. And I thought I'll just give you a little bit of a life update while I do this, and whilst I run over here and grab the books. Oh, here are my Binding 13, great. So basically, as you know, I moved house. I am now living very close to my sister, which is so great. It's so much fun. And it has just been a crazy few weeks, honestly. Like moving house, it's never gonna be smooth, but you know, we make do, we make do. I am so sad that I never bought the traditionally covered versions of like the Saving 6 and Redeeming 6. They were so expensive and so hard to get in Australia. So I just waited till they were traditionally published. So I had to wait a few months. And I'm honestly quite sad I did, because now I have like a few different series. And I just want all the same. I do have my Magnolia Parks one, apart from Into the Dark. I don't have Into the Dark yet, but I'm not too worried because that's pretty easy to get. And then I think I might do maybe by Emily Henry, because Happy Place and Funny Story are in the big print. So I feel like that works. And then we just need to find, here we are, Book Lovers and Beach Read. I'm definitely the kind of person who, when they like an author, will go through like their entire backlist and read everything by them, because that's what I do. Okay, well, Abby can go up here. Oh, we're getting so close though. We're making progress. I'll get the Chestnut Springs series and put them up here while I'm doing that though. I was unloading some of my books and I was like, what? I know that I have more books than this. Like, where are my other books? I was kind of confused. Then I realized there was a whole other basket of books that I forgot to unpack. Like here is my other Abby book that I was looking for. So that can go there. And then my Knockmount series, of course. I just completely forgot that I had more books in this, so lucky for that. We now have the top shelf and the middle shelf done. The second shelf I'm thinking is going to be like my Taylor Jenkins Reid, just some more like basic romance books, I think. And then we'll go into like thriller and contemporary fiction. Can you tell Taylor Jenkins Reid is one of my favorite authors? I don't know. Is it obvious? I feel like we're really making progress. Like, it's starting to come together. So cute. Okay, for the next few shelves, I'm going to take you down. And I'm thinking thriller. Thriller is a good area. I don't have many, but I've got a few. And then in the last shelf, we're just going to do some rogue kind of fantasy and contemporary fiction, I think. Now I'm thinking that I might bring some of those romances down here, because I just feel like I don't want it to be that top heavy, and there's quite a bit of room down here, so I'm gonna do that. Putting all my books on, and they actually fit so much better than I thought. I actually have a bit of room on some of the shelves. I'm quite happy with this. I really like this little top part. I think that is really cute, but I get to decorate now. So I have a few little, if anything, I am like a book girly decorator. So I have a few little things, like for example, my Ollivander's wand. Obviously this is gonna go with my fantasy books. Could even go up here, on top of here, no. I think for now we'll put the Ollivander's wand here. See how I like that for now. We might end up changing it to like up here or something, but we'll see. I have my little Ravenclaw banner. We'll put her, can even put her up here actually. Let's put her there. That's cute. I have a few little things like shelves that I like to put over it. I have a little reading Sminsky. Let's put him on the romance. He can go in this one. He can go on the Knockman series because they're pretty addictive. I also have all these little chocolate frog Harry Potter cards that I like to kind of just scatter throughout my bookshelf. And then my favorite part of my bookshelf are my fairies. I have these tiny little, beautiful little fairies that I like to kind of put all around my bookshelf. If I can find them all. I'll probably put a lot of them here, honestly, because I feel like that looks cute up here. And then finally I have my Sylvanians. I am a kid at heart. I love Sylvanians. So when we went to Japan last year, of course, I got quite a few. Anyway, they usually go on my romance shelf because I think that looks cute, so they can go up here. Oh, and then of course we have my time turner, which let's dangle. There we go. I also have all of these mini books that I think I might put in like accordance to the genre. So for example, I have a lot of like Alice in Wonderland and Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And I think I might put all of them like in my fantasy section. I also have like Vampire Diaries. So I think I might put them in my fantasy section. We'll put them down here. And we are finally done. So of course, this is the best part of the video, my final bookshelf tour, which I am so excited for. I love how it turned out, honestly. I love having a bit of like a chaotic, very kind of filled bookshelf. It just makes me so happy. So I'll give you a little tour. So let's start with this shelf because I feel like it was the first one we did. So obviously at the top we've got some fantasy favorites. So we've got Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, Olivia Blake, The Shepherd King duology, Dance of Thieves duology, Powerless, Renegades, and then we have A Crimson Moth, Study in Drowning, and the June trilogy. Coming down here, we have A Winter's Promise. This is kind of the YA series. So we've got the Mirror Visitor series, the entire Grishaverse, When the Moon Hatched, Heir of Broken Fate, the Akane series, Whisper, and the Stephanie Garber kind of universe. Down the bottom we have Brandon Sanderson with Mistborn and Way of Kings, like his Cosmere books. We have a bit of a stack of fantasy with the Obsidian Tower of Jade and Dragons, Sabriel, Shadow of the Gods, the Lord of the Rings, Name of the Wind, and Priory of the Orange Tree. We then have the Dark Shade of Magic trilogy, Cassandra Clare, the Jazadair, Terrasil and Eleanor, some Olivia Blake, the Divine Rivals duology, some Carissa Broadbent, and Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. Down the very bottom, we have Fourth Wing, Everything Sarah J. Maas, some Cassandra Clare, The Scarlet Veil, River Enchanted, Heir of Broken Fate, and then some kind of other fantasy romances. They're kind of just like sitting there. I haven't read a lot of those ones. Up here we have my little Elsie Silver collection, the first two books in the Lauren Asher series that I'm reading, some Ali Hazelwood and my Arcs of Ali Hazelwood, Abby Jimenez, and my Emily Henry collection. We then have all of my Taylor Jenkins Reid books, Lucy Score, Wildfire and Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, 7 Year Slip, Lucky Hit, The Partner Plot, Here's a 10, Brutal Prince, Fangirl Down, and Red, White and Royal Blue. Probably my favorite shelf is Binding 13 series and the Magnolia Park series. I gave them an entire shelf because they deserve it. And then down the bottom, these two shelves are really random, so I'm just going to give you a little quick one because like We just have a few random romances. We have all of my thrillers. I don't have a lot of thrillers. I usually read thrillers on my Kindle. And then down the bottom we have my other fantasy books that didn't quite fit on my fantasy shelf and some contemporary fiction. And that is my bookshelf. Thank you so much for watching this video. I cannot wait to do more reading vlogs now that I am settled into my new place. And I thank you so much for being here again. And I'll see you in my next video.